In our previous video lecture, we have seen about contour integration around the unit circle. In this video lecture, we'll see about contour integration around a small semicircle. Okay. To evaluate integral from minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx, we consider integral along C fz dz, where C is contour consisting of the semicircle CR mod of Z is equal to R. That means CR is a semicircle with the center at origin and radius capital R, together with the diameter that closes it. Okay, so it is a closed contour C. Look at this picture, which is enclosed by this semicircle CR and this straight line from minus R to plus R, which is actually the diameter of this semicircle. Okay, and one more thing, when we are moving along this CR, this semicircle CR, in that case f is a function of x and y both. That means x is a function of z, right? And when we are moving along this straight line, which is actually along the real axis, in that case f is a function of x only. Okay, so we can write here integral along C fz dz is equal to integral along CR fz dz plus integral from minus R to plus R fx dx. Say it equation A. Okay, and again by residue theorem we all know that integral along C fz dz is equal to 2 pi iota into sum of residues. Say it equation B. Okay, so from these two equations A and B, we can conclude that integral over CR fz dz plus integral from minus R to plus R fx dx is equal to 2 pi iota sum of the residues, right? Now we have to evaluate integral from minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx. Okay, so in third equation we take limit r tends to infinite. That means this mod of z tends to infinite. Okay, then what we get? Limit z tends to infinite integral over CR fz dz plus, after applying limit, integral from minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx is equal to 2 pi iota sum of residues, right? And now if after applying this limit this value becomes 0, okay, that means this term vanishes. Okay, in that case what we get? We'll get integral from minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx is equal to 2 pi iota sum of the residues. Okay, so in this way we can find out the value of our given integral, right? Now see an example. Evaluate integral from minus infinite to plus infinite x square divided by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4 dx. Let's see the solution. Consider integral along C fz dz is equal to integral along C z square divided by z square plus 1 into z square plus 4 dz. Here C is a closed contour formed by a semicircle along with its diameter. Okay, so C is a contour consisting of a semicircle CR with radius R together with its diameter. So our contour will be somewhat like this. It is x-axis, it is y-axis, and it is its diameter from minus r to plus r. Right? So, and it is so. Then we can write integral along C fz dz is equal to integral along CR fz dz plus integral from minus r to plus r fx dx. Set equation 1. Right? Now, by residue theorem we have integral along C fz dz is equal to 2 pi iota sum of the residues at the poles which lie inside the contour. Let's it is equation number 2. From equation number 1 and 2 we can conclude integral along CR fz dz plus integral from minus r to plus r fx dx is equal to 2 pi iota sum of the residues. Suppose it is equation 3. Right? Now we find residues of the given function or given integrand. Right? So what we do for the residues, we find out the poles. So to find out poles, we equate this denominator to the 0. To make it more clear, you can watch my videos on poles and residues. Right? So for poles, what we do? We equate z square plus 1 is equal to 0 and z square plus 4 is equal to 0. Here we'll get z is equal to plus minus iota, and here we'll get z is equal to plus minus twice of iota. So we are getting simple poles here. So we are getting simple poles for the given function at z is equal to iota, minus iota, twice of iota and minus twice of iota. Now the coordinates for this iota will be 0, 1. How? If we compare this iota with x plus iota y, then we get x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. That means coordinates for this point will be 0, 1, right? Similarly, for minus iota, the coordinates will be 0, minus 1. For twice of iota, coordinates will be 0, 2. And for minus twice of iota, the coordinates will be 0, minus 2. Now see, in a given contour, 0, 1, that means this iota will lie somewhere here and minus iota will somewhere here. Similarly, the twice of iota will be here and minus twice of iota will be here. So we see out of these 4 poles, only 2 poles, iota and this twice of iota, lie inside the contour. So we find residues at this iota and this twice of iota. So residues at iota. We are getting simple pole here. So limit z tends to iota into limit z tends to iota, z minus iota into fz. Limit z tends to iota, put the values here, z minus iota into z square. I am writing z square plus 1 as z minus iota into z plus iota into z square plus 4. This z minus iota and z minus iota will cancel each other, and after applying the limit, that means we are putting z is equal to iota, we will get minus 1 divided by, will get twice of iota here and 3 here, minus 1 plus 4. Okay, so we'll get minus 1 by 6 iota. Now we find residue at twice of iota. So limit z tends to twice of iota, z minus twice of iota into fz. Put the value of function here, limit z tends to twice of iota, z minus twice of iota into z square divided by z square plus 1. Now I am writing z square plus 4 as z minus twice of iota into z plus twice of iota. So this z minus twice of iota and this z minus twice of iota will cancel, and after applying this limit, that means putting z is equal to twice iota, we'll get 1 by 3 iota. It is very simple calculation, you can do it on your own. Now we put these values, these two values in equation number 3. In this equation number 3. Then we'll get integral along CR fz dz plus integral from minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx is equal to 2 pi iota into sum of residues, that means minus 1 by 6 iota plus 1 by 3 iota. So after solving this, we will get pi by 3. Suppose it is equation 4. I am sorry, it should be minus r2 plus r. Okay. So let's correct it. It will be minus r2 plus r. Right? So now we apply limit r tends to infinite. So taking limit as r tends to infinite, or this mod of z tends to infinite, right? So what happens to this function if we take limit z tends to infinite? For it, we consider the function fz is equal to z square divided by z square plus 1 into z square plus 4. Now this function can be written as 1 by z square into 1 by 1 plus 1 by z square into 4 plus 1 by z square. Now we apply limit z tends to infinite here, fz. So when we apply z tends to infinite, so this term will become 0. So it will become 0. Okay. That means this whole first term will vanish here after applying this limit r tends to infinite, right? Now what happens to this? Now here limit r tends to infinite minus r2 plus r fx dx will be minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx. Okay. Now we put these two values in our equation 4. Then our equation 4 will become, first term will vanish. So we'll get minus infinite to plus infinite fx dx is equal to pi by 3. When we put the value of this function, we'll get integral from minus infinite to plus infinite x square divided by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4 dx is equal to pi by 3, which is our answer. In next lecture, we'll see one more example of the same topic, one different kind of example. Okay.